Hey guys, Adam here with AmericanMuscle.com, and today we're taking a closer look at and of course installing the MMD ABS rear window louvers available for all 05 to 14 Mustang coupes. First off, before we jump into things guys, if you're not a coupe owner, if you own the convertible, this one's not going to be for you obviously, so coupe owners only when it comes to these louvers. Now you should be checking these out for your own S197 if you're in the market for an exterior styling part that's super bold, very impactful, and reminiscent of the 60s and 70s muscle car styling. Now these here add that retro look to the exterior appearance with a one-piece ABS plastic textured matte black finish. Now the louvers here are very smooth, they hug the body lines of the vehicle very well and are an absolute perfect fitment to the S197 05 through 14 windshield. Now the one-piece lift-off design is something that I really like. There are some three-piece kits in the category that are a little bit more involved, and typically the three pieces are an aluminum finish. This of course is the very commonly used ABS plastic, which is very durable, very impact resistant, fade resistant plastic, and that textured black finish on top just adds a little bit of aggression to it in my personal opinion. But it is worth noting that if you wanted to take this to a paint shop of your choice, you could have this custom painted or paint matched to your vehicle color. So the one-piece design here is also designed to make it easier for you to remove in order to clean your windshield. Now all around the edges of this are brackets that you'll install with 3M tape to adhere it to the windshield. Now if you want to remove this guy to go through your car wash or just to clean off that rear windshield, there are little nuts holding them to the brackets. Remove those guys with an 8mm socket and you can lift this off all in one piece. So that makes it really convenient to have that appearance on when you're driving, but you can remove it when it comes time for routine maintenance. Now the price tag for this guy comes in right around 300 bucks, making it a pretty affordable exterior mod that has such a big impact on the appearance. Now the install is going to get 1 out of 3 wrenches on our difficulty meter. Anybody can tackle this in the driveway at home with about 30 minutes from start to finish. It is however recommended to have a helping hand on deck to get everything aligned properly, because doing it yourself can be very tricky, and you want to make sure you get a perfect alignment around your windshield. Before we jump into things, a couple of things I want to mention. Adhesion promoter is included in the kit to give you that added peace of mind to make sure that the bonding between the 3M tape and your windshield is super strong. It's of course not required, and we're not going to be using it in this video simply because we are uninstalling this after the video here, but it is recommended to use to get that better bond. Also, silicone sealant is included in the kit, which you can use to seal off the brackets so that water can't get underneath them, to make sure it also keeps that good bonding year round. Finally, you're going to need very simple hand tools for this, and now at this point I'm going to shut up and show you guys every single step of the process. What do you say we get started? Tools used in this install include a blade, box cutter or something similar, ratchet and an 8mm socket, and recommended would be a clean microfiber and a soap and water mixture in a squirt bottle. Guys, we're going to kick things off by starting with our louvers face down on a table here. We have to install all of the individual brackets on the back side of our louvers through the pre-drilled holes all around the edges. Now we have 3 on this side, 1 on each side, and 3 at the top there. You want to take the brackets, which have 2 strips of 3M tape installed on the back, and you're basically going to remove the nut as well as the washer, and you're going to install it onto these holes. Now when you do so, you want to make sure that you're putting it through the back, your washer up on the front over the stud, and then finally tighten it down with the nut. Now we're only going to finger tight these now. We're going to reinstall them onto the vehicle later, and that's where we'll actually get them snug with our ratchet and socket. When you're installing the brackets, you want to make sure they're not overlapping the edges. Install them so that they're facing inward. Grab the washers and the nuts and tighten them down. All right, so I'm going to put this spacer over the back, and then finally just tighten that nut. Repeat this for each one of the holes. Next step here, we're going to remove the backing on each one of the individual strips of 3M pre-applied to the back of each bracket. Once that's taken care of, we'll clean off our windshield, apply our louvers, and go from there. Now the peel backing off of these guys, I'm gonna use a small blade just because I am lacking in the fingernail department. All right, at this point we have the backing peeled off. I'm gonna set this table aside. We're gonna head over here, grab our alcohol wipes, maybe some soap and water and a microfiber, and clean off the back windshield. Next step, guys, I have a soap and water mixture and a squirt bottle and a clean microfiber. I'm just gonna clean off the windshield here. Keep in mind, I recommend not using chemicals like Windex or stuff like that. While it does clean the windshield, it also leaves behind that chemical residue, which can also prohibit a 3M bonding. So what we wanna do is just stick to soap and water. I'm gonna open this guy up, just clean this guy off. Next step, I'm gonna grab the alcohol wipes included in the kit. I'm just gonna wipe off the edging area about 5-6 inches out from the paint, just to make sure we're covering the area that the brackets will apply to. Now this is a very important step. After you clean the windshield, going back with alcohol will ensure that it's getting the rest of the little bits of dirt and dust that would keep a good bonding from happening. All right, same thing on the other side. Next step, guys, grab a helping hand. I got my buddy Joe here. We're gonna throw our louvers into place. You really only have one solid shot at this, so you wanna make sure you're lining these up carefully, using the edges of the windshield as a guide on both sides and top and bottom. Very nice. Once you have it in place, just put firm, even pressure on each one of the brackets. Make sure it gets a good stick. We're good to move on. All right, now that we have our louvers in place, we have each one of our brackets stuck down to the windshield. What we actually have to do, believe it or not, is remove the louvers and allow the brackets to cure for up to 24 hours without the weight of the louvers pressing down on them. We want the bonding to get that day's worth of settling down to get as good a bond as possible. What we're gonna do now is actually remove each one of the nuts and the spacers, washers, and we're gonna pop our louvers off. From here, I'm just gonna lift off and set it aside. Now the next step here, guys, is highly recommended, but not fully required. What we recommend doing is taking the clear super silicone sealant included in the kit for you, putting on this nozzle and outlining each one of the brackets with a thin strip of the sealant. That'll help keep and prevent all of the rainwater, snow, sleet, hail from undercutting that 3M, getting it to unstick and popping off, which we don't obviously want to happen. So grab the silicone sealant in the kit. You're basically gonna take the cap off, punch a hole in the lid. You're gonna take this and run it right around, putting a very thin layer right around the edges of each bracket. Now, we're not gonna do this simply because at the end of this video, we're just gonna uninstall these. It's not staying on our fleet car, but I did wanna quickly show you guys what that would look like. Highly recommended, but not required. Once you let them cure for 24 hours and you have that sealant taken care of, you're gonna drop your louvers back into place. Line those up on the studs and drop them through each hole. Should line up perfectly here. If you need to, you might wanna go underneath of that trunk lid for the start. Go around the car, making sure each stud is actually through the holes. Looks good. Grab the nuts and washers and put them back in place. All right, at this point, grab an 8mm deep socket or short socket, go back down and tighten them all with a ratchet. All right, once you're done tightening up that last one, guys, that's about it. You're good to go. Well guys, that's going to wrap up my review and install for the MMD ABS rear window louvers for all 05 to 14 coupes. And again, you can get yours exclusively right here at AmericanMuscle.com.